Hold there, knave. So Yorkie of the Shire stands before you, asking, art thou friend or foe? If thou art friend, then come walk with me, as we return to Golarion, for a new trail of Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. If thou art foe, then vanish thee back to the worldwound. We have no time for thee. We are following a path I would never have thought of taking, but I allowed fate to decide. An elf, starting as a monk, and heading on to become a legend. These are not choices I would normally have made. Now, I have. We've arrived in Kenabres, and it's time to have some fun. A little punching. What we're good at, after all. Suck him one, oof. Go, bam, right in the jaw. You call that a punch? Here, let me show how it's done. You can certainly try. And a drinking contest. Ah, yes. Who doesn't like a drinking contest? Where is the drinking contest? You know, there are various people around that you meet later on. Janelle Dory, Seela, Anivia, and others. Where is this damn drinking contest? Etc. Commoner. There it is. I'll have a drink, me, especially when the city's footing the bill. What do you say, another round? Always space for another. Not these others.
Your followers will feed my hunger.
We have no room for these others, that's for certain.
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
And so she is indeed a silver dragon. Or was.
Let the feast begin.
But at this point she's a silver dragon's corpse.
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I don't flee, I fight. Get lend me a weapon and I'll try and fight the demons.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the hide of a demon lord even.
It's a simple light
Good luck.
crossbow.
Try not to get eaten now!
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold the death I sow.
Even with my balance, I can't withstand that earthquake. The earth itself tore from under me.
The silver dragon, Terendelev, the defender of Kenabres, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
The festival organized to raise the spirits of the city has ended in death and destruction. Those... Well, that disappeared. Those lucky enough to survive ended up in the ancient catacombs beneath Kenabres. Catacombs in which, so rumours say, live a brood of bloodthirsty humanoid creatures. One strike of the demons, Lord's titanic side, and the merriment and terror, and toasts of celebration turn to moans of the dying. Those lucky enough to survive the calamity, it makes sense to seek out fellow travellers in this misfortune. And the day of the city is done.
Holy mother of...
A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She is pinned to the ground beneath by a couple of weighted boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
I'm not going to ask why should we help her. Of course we should. And I'm certainly not going to try and bag in some money out of this. I'm not going to be skilled at either of these. We don't have to rely on brute strength for this. And more agility than strength. I'll try and find something to use as a lever. Can we make it? Succeeded! You quickly find some suitable sticks, and you free the wounded woman from the rubble without even breaking a sweat.
Look at you! It's good to meet someone who uses brains first and brawn second.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm a Nevia Tirabade of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened though, now that I did not see coming.
Yes, I'm afraid your
I don't
security
think
was
anyone
not up
could
to
have been
that.
prepared for that.
No, I doubt it.
Well, I'm Sela. Paladin by the grace of Iomedae. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now.
Good.
I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Kenabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomedae's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
How true.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Kenabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
I came here to fight the Abyss.
A fellow crusader! Welcome, brother. This is great. I would have been happy to have any companion in this, but it's nice to be stuck down here with somebody who's my kind of crazy.
It's a good thing you've still got your faith. Because right now, to be totally honest, faith's probably the only thing we do have. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course.
Exactly.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
She's right, good lady. If you're able to use that bow of yours while wounded, back us up. We'll take the front. Fist forces a foe damaged by your unarmed attack to make a fortitude save. In addition to dealing damage normally. A defender who fails this saving throw is stunned for 1 round, until just before your next turn. A stunned character drops everything held and can't take actions. Lose any dexterity bonus. Oh. Well, that was a mistake. I thought that was a toggle. Apparently not. The armed paladin and the dancing monk.
I'm gone.
Right. I'm taking a focus resistance. I could use that. I could also use that. But I would rather use my fists right now.
Follow my steps.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party, and not in the dank catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, some mutilated, and at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
My lady, you were in the city when you decided you didn't want to fetch Terendelev to help me as I was badly injured. But I shall forgive that. Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even Terendelev.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Discari himself has come to Kenabres. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendelev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
What happened to this poor man? Who is he?
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
Did you? What made him worthier than I? Are you sure you tried to revive him?
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
It may be standing in front of us. I'm not sure I trust her.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
You want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who
Being
knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
Being watchful of her would be sensible, but we need all the help we can get.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Sadly, you are right. I think Seela should take the front as the heavily armed one amongst us.
You can trust me.
And you can heal yourself. A dagger. Masterwork dagger.
Let's head out.
Save the last one for me.
No cover!
I have no interest in armor of any kind. Monk. AC bonuses from charisma.
We are the light! They are the darkness!
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Magnesium Turinos!
Let us be careful.
A little healing down.
Quicken!
Guide my blade!
Now then. Ladies, let's take them down. Not my skilled, but what damage? 1 to 5, 1d6. It's fine. 1d6 minus 1.
Tread lightly.
Now, it should be noted that although Eon is the eventual class I intend to go with, the eventual mythic path,
I'll cut you wide
that is a
open.
beginning one. But I think my monk, being a monk, will go Eon. Another one that I would not normally have tried.
Let me draw the first
Aim carefully.
blood.
I am thinking of Trickster, but I don't think so.
Follow my steps.
I think Eon.
Let's head out.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
The aggressive humanoids you heard of. Or are they? You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps in the circle of light, however, you realise that you've never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempts to stitch together a lizard and a man.
Wenduog!
The man notices you and freezes, the curling horn protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall. Casting it on the floor.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
The demons that were laying waste to Kenabres.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
To do what?
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze...
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Kenabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
Well, I can see they're not tieflings. She looks nothing like one. What is this place?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
What are you doing here?
That's none of your
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock.
That'd be useful.
The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Sol, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
That could be a useful force against the demons.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame, and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Indeed. And it could be a useful weapon, so let's look. We'll find the sword faster if we work together. I'll help you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us,
Comments?
and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface?
Yes.
So be it.
Though you are the only one to use the word monster. I did not.
Let us be careful. Something here.
I hope you appreciate this.
Statue of an unknown knight. Technique is crude, but the figure was clearly crafted with genuine feeling. Judging by the style of the armor, the knight is from the First Crusade.
Tread lightly. I've spotted
Now
something.
what is that?
More things to sell to a dealer. The room looks like an improvised museum. Does it indeed?
I'm gone.
What do we have here?
Well,
down! Something!
A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Sir Yorkie feels drops of searing blood run down his chest. The wound healed by Tyrendel reopens and weeps scarlet. There is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears in the cave chamber. This one or another one entirely, Sir Yorkie's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into his mind. Thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery, they betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in my back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect. The people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent, mortal world. There they are, obeyed in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me a quiet moan, a girl with golden braid, lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refused to join with the traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I still have strength, I must. While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, the Yorkie intuits that he can control them somehow. Let's try to heal the wounded girl. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene for Sir Yorkie. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, "Lariel, you said that everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leaving us on a grand mission to stop the demons forever. Is it true?" The frenzy of thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by one another. A priestess in colourful robes, observing the stars. A young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword. A majestic golden-winged angel, gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice ringing clear. "Only if you're willing, and only if you're ready. There is no going back. And don't mind your strength healing me," the girl whispers. "Your mission is more important. You take care, it is near." There in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from its depths. A vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirruping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons, lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy. The wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. The yawning chest wound burns white hot. Sir Yorkie's head pounds with pain, and it is no longer clear whose pain it is. The person called Lariel sent this vision, or the one unlucky enough to receive it. The Yorkie is determined to fight off the illusion. The force, the attack, though originating in a vision, terrifying, but Sir Yorkie is stronger. He shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He's broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real, it exists only in the strange vision or memory, but the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of Discari, the terrifying demon lord, except it seems much smaller. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they call Lariel. The foolish angel, struggling on the rocks, like a fly with its wings torn off, intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old and quavering. "Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of heaven?" A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him and knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand. Bright, pure, flickering, with multicolored sparks, like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl. releasing his grip on Ladiel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword, and with his last burst of strength, plunges it into the rock. The Yorkie senses the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. The last thing he hears is this. You will kill me, monster, this I know, but one day someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up, and it's only just that we protect the innocent. The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colour. The Yorkie does not hear the final words, but he seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. Words fly from his lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing into Yorkie's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Yorkie sees the flaming sword in his hand, or rather its outline, memory of what the sword looked like. With a final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into his hand. The Yorkie senses that it will return. All he needs to do is call on it.
Hey! Are you alright? You were kinda glowing just now.
Sealer kneels before the light, offering up a prayer to Iomedae.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
You saw it too? The traitors of the dying girl?
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kinda need it. Sorry, I crack jokes when I get
You
nervous.
blonde Saunders?
And when I'm upset. And when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sull. You can show everyone the light of heaven, we'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
And what if he can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Well, let's try, shall we? It seems I can control it.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing! Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sull needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Kenabres.
Lead us to your chief and I'll decide if I'm going to help you or not. I've
Let's
already
go.
decided.
We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
As I said, it's only just to protect the innocent.
Can't hide from me.
Now, what is that?
Done. Follow my
The
steps.
spirit saved the last one for me.
There we are. Another victory.
Let's head out.
Some kind of ability test here.
The heartbeat quickens.
You've crossed the wrong line.
I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Learn from my mistake.
Well, Let's hope that we can. There we go.
What do we have here?
And I'd like you to have these. And then I'd like to use some of this, if I can. More points, I don't think it's worth using that.
Done.
Another body. And a pouch.
Let us be careful.
Do not fear.
Right.
Do not waver.
They should not last long. And other little bugs. I think you can use this now.
Tread lightly.
What's that there? We are the light. They are the darkness. Into the fray!
And there's victory. Ah, something I did not pick up. That is a comma 1-6. Let's just see what else there is through here. Window glances at Lan, who is fixing his slip bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are, or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you, don't show the light of heaven to Soul. Don't you want to save the kid lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for a few stupid kids. Chief Soul is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them. Without any heroics, relying only on myself. Risking only my own life, Wendoag slows. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find a way out to the surface. I'll think about it, but I rather suspect you have thoughts going on that are not of my ilk. I think we can safely assess that that's going to be a no, Wendoag. So that's not doing anything better than punching, so let's stick to face.
I'm gone.
Your first impression of the mongrel village is a squalid dump with the odour to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and the deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of a normal village life, but tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavy-set mongrel slowly shuffles his way towards you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face is a distinctly rat-like appearance, with pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Uplandish, eh? End times are upon us indeed. Chief Soul, we found the angel's sword. We found the one who can wield it. Lan points at you. He had a vision, and the angel's sword... How do you know I had a vision? Oh, I mentioned, did you see them? The angel's sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside him. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Soul raised his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Ah, Lan, always daydreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. Soul eyed you up and down, an uplander with the light of heaven. That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on faith. Show me the light. Mendoak stares at you intently. The cat, like a cat watching a bird, and shakes her head in warning. Lan speaks the truth. The heavenly flame flies to life at your unspoken command. Bright, pure, dancing with multicoloured sparks. Like a sunbeam passed through the stained glass. Mongrels abandon their tasks and stare transfixed. The light is bright but not blinding. It's warm, but its warmth is soul deep. Soul is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his face. Pale face. But the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. So it's true. The angel did not forsake us, no. He came back from the dead he came, save our children. Lan gives you a nod of thanks. The scaled half of his face is indifferent, and the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time you would support him. Wendoak hisses like an angry cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women? Their blood will be on your hands. We have the blessing of the angel. We will survive and help the young tribesmen. Idiot, you see the bright light, and now you think even the maid's no match for you. We always think the worst, Wendu. Not on our own in this anymore, we've got allies, well, a couple at least. One good fighter's worth 10 bad ones. You have the right to it, Lan, but we're neithers. We're going to wait. I sent a message to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes, but they will all come. They will all come for the light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplandish. Rest a while in one of our huts. Our home is your home. Lan sighs. All right, Chief, understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. You ask me... if they ask me what took so long, I'll tell them it was your decision. Wendoag only grits her teeth in silence. And there we have it. Our first promotion. I take that. I can make that into a class skill. That'll get +3. I think persuasion might be better. You may make a number of additional attacks of opportunity per round equal to your dexterity bonus. In this feat, you may also make attacks of opportunity while flat-footed. When an ally also has this feat, confirms a critical hit, you can make an attack of opportunity against that opponent. Useful. Sealer. Now a paladin. I had initially intended my scaled fist, myself, the hero, become the dragon. But I'm thinking that will not be the way we go. Which means she may well become the dragon instead. Familiar. Don't need everyone to have mobility. And religion is part of your forte. But now let's go for religion. You gain a hex. Let's add slumber. Plan. And then archer. But now let's keep you on archery. And way of the longbow. And a lovely fighter here. Oh, you're using a bow, so no. It's a dodge. Now we are tired. Before we sleep, let's scout around and see if they have anything that may help us. Theft is not normally to be condoned, of course. But in this case, we need help to fight the demons. Finally, someone from the surface is beginning to lose hope, says August Worm. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises, and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is August Worm. Yes, that worm. You no doubt heard of me, if you spent any time at all in my city. I have a business proposition for you. Name tells me nothing. Who are you? You're truly freshly arrived in the city, then. You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived, and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Kenabres. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their time traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Gwyrm trading company is one of the pillars of society. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquests in the, the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacy? August Worms, thank for that. So what's your business proposition? I know how you ended here. You fell through the hole. I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I'm determined to find out. You have no intention of staying the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface of the city. If there's anything left of it. You look promising, like someone who can turn a demon into minced meat, while they have time to sneeze. I could use a companion like you. You are strong. It will be no trouble to you. But I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves, playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest we help this man. Go to our friends among the Kenabres elite. I actually agree with you, but I'm not going to try and milk him for all he's worth. That's ridiculous. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. Trying to get as much coin out of him as possible would be most unjust. We have to go. Come on. Right. Now. Down here. See what's up here. It looks like we have things we can cook, things we can possibly prepare spells for if we get someone who can do that. Potions even. Maybe one or two things to sell. A new person arrives, a woman by the name of Dira. Let's talk to her once we've gathered all we can. You there, tall woman with her face deformed by an enormous swelling. Smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of sharp, small teeth. You, from the surface, you must be tough. You to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Data, let's trade. Who are you? People around here call me all sorts. Data the Hoarder, Data the Coin, Data the City Girl. I think that's a bad thing, ha! I trawl the caves, pick up all kinds of things from the surface, wash down here through the sewers. I trade all kinds of junk for food and clothes, but I only part with my best finds for coins. Got no coins? Forget what money is? Well, then I have no use for you. If you want city goods, you need to pay for them. Let's trade. First, let's get rid of stuff we're not going to use. Now, get the healing. Get that. Old iron ammunition wouldn't be a bad move if we're going to fight demons. Is anyone carrying anything we're not going to use? Probably that. And feather step. We'll never remember to use those. Maybe we will. We'll save them. Very well. It's time to sleep. Let's just see if there's anything around here. I doubt it. Nothing there.
Let's head out.
Nothing down here. It's time to return to the tent we've been provided and rest. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance of the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Kenabres and the old guy, who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. No rush. The most important people always show up late. Lan looks around. Why are you saying there's no rush? We're trying to save children, aren't we, Lan? Everything's going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Wendowag's gone. All the tribes, so the whole army is marching on the maze then. By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. What do you think happened to Wendowag? Lan shakes his head. I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us, no matter how hard she'd try denying it. What about Kenabres and Horgus? Are we going to just leave them here? Once we've cleared the maze, the way ahead will be safe. Kenabres is in no state to fight, and that Horgus guy doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out the red carpet. Yeah, I think you have a point there, Lan. Still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? Lan nods. There was another passage, the one I used with my dad when we left, then came back. The chief back then, he found it and filled it in to stop anybody else going against the ancestors' wishes. What the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now, but we don't have a choice. We can only go forward. There were other passages, but they're far from here. And with all these earthquakes, who knows what condition they're in now. Our best bet is the maze. If it doesn't lead anywhere, we can consider our next move. Let's go. No time to lose. Let's go, but before we do, thank you. I was so happy. I forgot to thank you before, but you've done something no one else can do in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. Hope is important. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something, now that we have the power and the angels on our side. Right. Through the main gate next time. Thank you for walking with me. I've been Sir Yorkie, and this has been Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous.